Yu Doyuk was ready. His breath was steady, his muscles taut. This was a battle that would test him like never before.
In the dim light, my eyes scanned the surroundings. I was looking for any sign of movement, any indication that my enemy was near. I knew that Chang-kun would not hesitate to strike.
Dohyuk's mind flashed back to his training. He had been through countless battles, each one preparing him for this moment.
This was not just a fight for survival. It was a fight for honor, for justice, for everything I believed in.
As the seconds ticked by, Dohyuk could feel the anticipation building. He knew that Chang-kun was somewhere out there, waiting.
The silence was broken by a distant sound. I tensed, my eyes narrowing. I knew that the time had come.
Chang-kun stood in the shadows, a sinister smile playing on his lips. He raised his hand and with a dark incantation summoned the bloodhound. The ground trembled as the beast emerged, its red eyes glowing with malevolence.
It was a creature of nightmares, with razor-sharp fangs and claws that could tear through steel.
But not Dohyuk. Dohyuk watched as the bloodhound materialized. He could feel the supernatural energy radiating from the creature. It was powerful, no doubt, but Dohyuk was not intimidated. He had faced worse.
The hound snarled, its eyes locked on its target.
The air was thick with tension as the bloodhound advanced. Dohyuk stood his ground, his mind racing with strategies.
The hound lunged and the battle began. As the bloodhound attacked, I moved with lightning speed. I dodged the beast's initial strike, countering with a quick blow.
The clash between Dohyuk and the bloodhound was intense. Each move was calculated, each strike precise. Dohyuk's training was evident in every motion.
The hound was relentless, its attacks vicious and unyielding.
But Dohyuk was undeterred. He matched the beast blow for blow, never giving an inch. Dohyuk ducked and weaved, using his agility to stay one step ahead of the hound. He landed a series of quick strikes, each one designed to weaken the beast.
But the hound was resilient. It shook off the blows, its fury undiminished. I knew I had to find a way to end this quickly.
As the battle raged on, Dohyuk's mind raced. He analyzed the hound's movements, looking for any weakness he could exploit.
The hound snarled in frustration as my strikes found their mark.
Dohyuk pressed his advantage, pushing the beast back. He steeled himself, determined to see this fight through to the end. The supernatural elements of the battle were undeniable. The bloodhound was no ordinary creature.
But I have my own supernatural abilities. I can tap into a well of power that gives me an edge in combat.
It was this power that allowed him to stand toe-to-toe with the beast. Dohyuk's strategy was simple but effective. He used his speed and agility to stay out of the hound's reach, striking quickly and retreating before the beast could counter.
It's a battle of wits as much as strength. I have to outthink the hound, anticipate its moves, and stay one step ahead.
The hound's supernatural abilities were formidable, but Dohyuk was not easily intimidated.
I can use my own abilities to counter the hound's attacks, matching its speed with my own.
As the battle progressed, Dohyuk's confidence grew. He was ready to put an end to the beast once and for all. Throughout the battle, Dohyuk's determination never wavered. He was a warrior, through and through.
I am driven by a sense of justice, a desire to protect the innocent. It's this determination that keeps me going, even when the odds seem insurmountable.
Chang-kun watched from the sidelines, his eyes narrowing. He had underestimated Dohyuk, but he was not ready to admit defeat.
This is not just a battle for victory, it's a battle for supremacy, for dominance.
The clash of wills between Dohyuk and Chang-kun was palpable.
But I fight for something greater. I fight for honor, for justice.
The battle between Dohyuk and the bloodhound was nearing its climax. Dohyuk could feel the hound's strength waning, its attacks growing weaker. He knew that victory was within his grasp. As the battle raged on, Dohyuk and Chang-kun exchanged words. Their dialogue was filled with tension, each man trying to psych the other out.
You think you can defeat me?
You're nothing but a pawn, a tool to be used and discarded.
Dohyuk's eyes blazed with anger.
I fight for something greater than myself. I fight for justice, for those who can't fight. You fight for power, for control, and that will be your downfall.
The tension between them was electric.
You will regret ever crossing me.
We'll see about that.
The battle took a dramatic turn as the bloodhound, sensing its imminent defeat, broke free from the fray and bolted. Dohyuk, not wanting to let the beast escape, gave chase. The landscape blurred around him as he sprinted after the hound.
I can't let the hound get away. Not after coming this far.
Changkun watched, a cruel smile on his face. He knew that the chase would test Dohyuk's limits, but Dohyuk was relentless. He navigated the treacherous terrain with ease, his eyes locked on the fleeing hound. The forest was dense, the ground uneven, but Dohyuk pressed on. He could hear the hound's labored breaths, its desperation palpable.
I have to corner the hound, force it into submission.
He could see an opening up ahead, a narrow pass that would trap the beast. With a burst of speed, he closed the distance, his heart pounding in his chest. Dohyuk's strike was swift and true, bringing the beast to its knees.